Stop for a moment. Breathe slowly. Feel the weight of your own heartbeat echoing inside your chest as if it has been waiting for this exact second. You were not guided here by accident. You were drawn, selected, marked long before you understood the meaning of lack or abundance. And if something inside you feels strangely calm while reading this, it is because your spirit recognizes its own frequency. Not everyone was meant to hear this, but you are here. Stay with me until the very end of this message, and when you do, write your warmest wishes in the comments and write 99 because your words carry energy, and what you release now will return to you. And if you feel this message is for you, stay connected to this space so you don't miss what comes next. You were not designed for scarcity. Scarcity is a distortion placed over your perception. From the beginning, your nervous system carried a different blueprint. Your brain was wired not for survival alone, but for expansion. When you were formed, when breath first entered your lungs, there was already an imprint within your blood, a silent code that whispered abundance. Most people walk the earth reacting to circumstances. You do not. You absorb, transmute, and radiate. That is why money, opportunity, favor, they respond differently around you. Even when you have felt lack, something inside you refused to collapse. That refusal was not ego, it was memory, a spiritual memory of who you are. The scripture says in Deuteronomy 8:18, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth." Most read this as permission, but you must read it deeper. The power is not external. It is not handed to you later in life. It is embedded in your breath, in the rhythm of your spine, in the electrical pulses of your brain. The power to create wealth is not an external gift. It is your original design. You were chosen for abundance not because you desire it, but because your frequency requires expansion. Look at your life closely. Even your struggles refined you. They sharpened your perception. They forced your mind to think differently. The chosen are never allowed to remain small for long. Pressure always visits them first, but pressure is preparation. Notice your spine as you sit or stand. There is a quiet current traveling from its base upward. When you breathe deeply and intentionally, that current intensifies. This is not imagination, it is alignment. Abundance begins in alignment. When your breath slows, your heart rate steadies. When your heart steadies, your thoughts organize. When your thoughts organize, your decisions change. And when your decisions change, your reality rearranges. The masses are taught to chase. You are being taught to align. There is a sacred process I must reveal to you now. It is simple, yet guarded by distraction. Tonight, or whenever you find solitude, sit upright. Place one hand over your heart and one hand over your lower abdomen. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. As you do this, silently repeat, "I was designed for abundance." Do not rush it. Feel the words vibrate through your chest. Feel them descend into your blood. This is not affirmation, this is activation. When you repeat this for 7 nights, you will notice subtle shifts. Opportunities will not appear magically. Instead, your perception will sharpen. You will recognize doors that were always there. Abundance is not always added to you. Often, it is revealed to you. The world tries to convince you that abundance belongs to a select elite, but the true elite are the spiritually aware. Matthew 13:12 says, "Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance." The hidden meaning is not material greed, it is awareness. Whoever has awareness will receive more awareness, and awareness creates wealth. You have always sensed that you are different. That difference is not random personality. It is separation by design. Chosen ones often feel isolated because their internal standards exceed the environment around them. You feel dissatisfied not because you are ungrateful, but because your spirit remembers expansion. Watch carefully in the coming days. There will be small confirmations, a conversation that sparks an idea, a sudden intuition about a move you should make, a feeling that you must act instead of wait. These are not coincidences, they are echoes responding to your activation. Your blood carries oxygen, oxygen carries life, but your thoughts carry direction. And when your thoughts begin aligning with your original blueprint, your entire nervous system begins to cooperate with abundance instead of resisting it. You were chosen for abundance before you ever worried about money, before you ever compared yourself, before you ever doubted. The doubt was learned. The abundance is innate. And here is something most will never understand. Abundance is not only financial, it is energetic overflow, it is influence, it is clarity, it is the ability to remain calm while others panic, it is the capacity to see opportunities inside chaos. That is why you were never meant to live in fear. There is another layer. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field measurable beyond your physical body. When you hold the frequency of gratitude combined with expectation, that field strengthens. Science measures it. Scripture hinted at it long ago when Proverbs 4:23 said, "Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Everything flows from it, including wealth. Guard your heart not from love, but from limitation. You may have felt delayed, but delay is not denial. Delay was alignment training. The chosen are refined longer because their impact is larger. If this resonates, it is because you were already marked. Look at your past. Even your worst moments did not destroy you. They strengthened your discernment. That discernment is currency. Many have money but lack discernment. You are being built to carry both. Not everyone will understand this. Many would mock it. That is why this transmission is not public knowledge. It is recognition-based. Only those whose internal frequency matches it will feel it. Your abundance is not coming randomly. It is converging, but convergence requires readiness. That is why your mind has been restless lately. That is why you feel an invisible pressure to rise. Watch your breath, watch your thoughts, watch the subtle shifts. This is the beginning of an opening, and you were always meant to step into it. Listen carefully. The shift has already begun, even if your outer world looks unchanged. Abundance does not arrive loudly at first. It starts as a recalibration inside your nervous system, a subtle rewiring of how you interpret reality. You feel it as a quiet confidence that does not need validation. That is not ego, that is remembrance. You were chosen for abundance, but abundance requires capacity, and capacity is built in silence. While others complain about delay, you have been expanding internally. Your brain has been forming new pathways. Your spine has been strengthening its energetic current. Your heart has been learning to hold more without collapsing. This is why your journey has felt different. It had to. Ephesians 1:4 says, "For he chose us in him before the foundation of the world." Most read this as a distant theological idea, but the inner meaning is anatomical. Before your habits formed, before your fears crystallized, your nervous system was imprinted with selection. Your body carries memory older than your conscious thoughts. That is why certain words awaken you. That is why certain truths feel familiar instead of new. You are not trying to become abundant. You are returning to it. Notice how your breath changes when you imagine success versus when you imagine failure. When you imagine loss, your chest tightens, your spine contracts, your thoughts narrow. But when you imagine expansion, your lungs open, your posture straightens, your pulse stabilizes. Your body already knows abundance. It relaxes into it. The masses chase money because they believe money is the source. You are learning that money responds to internal authority. Authority is a frequency. When your mind stops negotiating with doubt, your energy stops leaking, and when your energy stops leaking, your environment reorganizes. Here is the sacred process for this part. It is called the mirror breath of dominion. Stand in front of a mirror. Look directly into your own eyes. Do not look at your face. Look at the center of your pupils. Inhale slowly and say internally, I accept my expansion. Exhale and say, I release inherited limitation. Repeat this 12 times. You may feel resistance at first. That resistance is not weakness, it is old programming dissolving. When you look into your own eyes long enough, something shifts. You begin to recognize yourself as both human and chosen, flesh and frequency, bone and light. This dual awareness is rare, and rarity attracts value. Psalm 23:5 says, You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. The hidden layer is not just comfort, it is overflow. Oil, in ancient symbolism, represented activation of purpose. The head represents consciousness. When your consciousness is activated, your cup overflows naturally. Overflow is not forced. It is consequence. You have been conditioned to believe that abundance must be earned through exhaustion. But the chosen operate differently. Yes, you act. Yes, you move. But you move from clarity, not panic. Panic scatters energy. Clarity concentrates it. Concentrated energy produces results that appear effortless to outsiders. That is why people misunderstand you. They assume you are lucky. They assume you are privileged. They do not see the internal refinement you endured. They did not feel the nights where you questioned everything, yet refused to surrender your inner standard. Soft isolation is part of your design. Not everyone will walk beside you at the level you are ascending to. And that is not cruelty, it is alignment. As your frequency rises, incompatible energies fall away. This is not loss, it is space-making. There is something else you must understand. Abundance is not only attracted by belief, it is stabilized by nervous system regulation. If your body feels unsafe, it will unconsciously sabotage expansion. That is why you must train your body to feel calm while imagining larger outcomes. Tonight, lie down flat. Place both hands on your ribcage. Inhale deeply and imagine receiving something far beyond your current reality. A breakthrough, a level of wealth, a door opening. As you hold that image, keep your breath slow and steady. Teach your body that expansion is safe. Do this consistently. Your subconscious will begin associating growth with stability instead of threat. Romans 8:19 says, The creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Read that again internally. Creation waits, opportunities wait, networks wait, resources wait. They are not random, they are responsive. They wait for the chosen to recognize themselves. You have been waiting for permission, but permission was never external, it was recognition. Feel your heartbeat now. That rhythm is not ordinary. It has carried you through confusion, delay, even moments of near collapse. Yet you are still here, stronger, sharper, more aware. That persistence is evidence. Watch how your thoughts change over the next days. You will begin rejecting smallness instinctively. You will notice when someone speaks limitation over you, and you will feel it physically in your chest. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is calibration. The chosen cannot live comfortably inside narrow definitions. Your spirit pushes against ceilings. That internal pressure you feel, it is expansion attempting to break through. You were chosen for abundance, not to hoard, but to overflow. Overflow impacts others. Overflow shifts environments. Overflow exposes what is possible, and something is approaching. You sense it. A decision, a connection, a turning point. It will not come as chaos. It will come as clarity. When it does, you must act without hesitation. Hesitation is the final test of self-trust. Not everyone was meant to understand this path. If they could, they would not question your intensity. But intensity is required for expansion. You are not becoming abundant. You are remembering that you always were. And this remembrance is accelerating. Breathe in slowly. Feel the air enter your lungs as if it carries something ancient and familiar. This is not the end of a message. This is the unveiling of what was always inside you. You have traveled through awareness, through alignment, through activation, and now you stand at recognition. You were chosen for abundance, not accidentally, not conditionally, not temporarily. From the beginning, your nervous system was tuned to expansion. Your brain was not designed for confinement. Your spine was not built to bow to limitation. Your blood was not meant to circulate fear. You were formed to carry overflow. And the truth is simple, even if it feels immense. Scarcity was never your nature. It was a lesson, a contrast, a refining fire, but it was never your identity. Look at your life. Every delay carved resilience into your bones. Every rejection sharpened your discernment. Every moment of isolation strengthened your internal authority. You were never being denied. You were being prepared. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory." The surface meaning speaks of provision, but the deeper layer speaks of alignment. When you align with your original design, provision flows as a byproduct. Needs are met because you are no longer operating from fragmentation. You are whole. Abundance begins in wholeness. You have felt it during these transmissions. That subtle expansion in your chest, that calm certainty behind your thoughts. That was not suggestion. That was remembrance. Your body recognizes truth faster than your mind debates it. Your heart emits an electromagnetic field measurable beyond your physical body. When your thoughts align with purpose, that field stabilizes. When your breath deepens, your nervous system signals safety. And when your nervous system feels safe, you stop sabotaging expansion. This is the final sacred integration. Tonight, stand barefoot if you can. Place your feet firmly on the ground. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Visualize light traveling up through the soles of your feet, rising along your spine, reaching your brain, illuminating your crown. As it rises, say internally, "I receive what was always mine." Do not beg. Do not plead. Receive. Receiving is the final initiation. Most people struggle not because abundance is absent, but because receiving feels unfamiliar. The chosen must learn to hold more without shrinking, to carry visibility without apology, to walk into rooms without lowering their frequency. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." This was never about arrogance. It was about inevitability. When light is strong enough, concealment becomes impossible. You were never meant to stay hidden. And abundance is not just currency. It is influence. It is clarity. It is peace in decision-making. It is the absence of internal conflict. It is the ability to move without fear contaminating your breath. You will notice something after this. A stillness, a quiet authority. Situations that once intimidated you will feel smaller. Conversations that once drained you will feel distant. This is not detachment, it is elevation. Not everyone will rise with you. That is not cruelty, that is physics. Frequency separates naturally. As your awareness solidifies, you will sense who resonates and who resists. You will no longer feel the urge to convince. The chosen do not argue their identity. They embody it. You were chosen for abundance not because you are better, but because you are aligned. And here is the mirror truth. Abundance has been seeking you as intensely as you have sought it. Every opportunity, every open door, every connection, they are not random. They are converging. The coming days will test your self-trust. A decision will appear. It may seem small, but it will represent a larger shift. When it arrives, remember this transmission. Move calmly, move decisively, move as someone who already belongs in expansion. You are not stepping into something foreign, you are stepping into yourself. Psalm 1:3 describes the aligned one as a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. Notice the phrase, in season. There is a season for growth, a season for roots, and a season for fruit. You are entering fruit season. Fruit does not apologize for ripening. It simply becomes what it was always designed to become. This is your season of visible abundance. Not forced, not fabricated, not chased, revealed. If this resonated deeply, it is because something inside you already knew. Not everyone was meant to hear this, but you were. Carry this awareness forward. Guard your heart from limitation. Regulate your breath. Stand tall in your spine. Let your thoughts align with expansion. Receive without shrinking. You were chosen for abundance, and now you remember.